part 47 of Religious Talk. Now, the topic I'm going to talk about, why churches did not tell you the truth about the Bible. Now, this is a fact. Churches are worshiping Satan. And the reason why is because they think Satan is right, but he's wrong. Because in the Bible, it said to obey Jehovah your God. He said those who obey him and those who stay righteous will have everlasting life. Those who don't stay righteous to Jehovah don't get everlasting life. And that's why, and that's the topic that I'm going to talk about today on the Religious Talk. Okay? So, like I'm explaining, I'm going to share some scriptures to you guys, and I want you guys to do your homework. Okay? Your homework. Okay? Tonight. Okay? Because this month is Holy Month. This is the month we get into the truth about the Bible. Okay? Now, my favorite scripture, Genesis chapter 3, verse 7 to 19. That's your homework. Romans chapter 5, verse 12. That's your homework. And Ephesians chapter 1, verse 7. Psalms chapter 49, verse 7 to 8. Luke chapter 1, verse 35. Romans chapter 3, verse 24 to 14 to 24. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 24. First John's chapter 1, verse 8 to 9. Romans chapter 6, verse 23. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 13, verse 14. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. John chapter 17, verse 3. Luke chapter 22, verse 19. John chapter 3, verse 36. James chapter 2, verse 26. These are all the scriptures you guys need to study tonight. Do your homework and make sure you do it. Because, let me explain something to you guys. Okay? Churches been hiding this truth for you guys for a long time since you started at church. All they want you to know is a little bit about God. All they want you to know is about a little bit about his son. But that's none of the truth compared to what Jehovah's Witnesses are preaching to house to peoples every single day. It's not the same because Jehovah's Witnesses, I believe, are real Christians, and they will not preach something that is not in the Bible, that is not true about Jehovah. That's against their God, Jehovah. You do not. You not preach something that is not true, is not in the Bible, and you know it's not in the Bible, but you preach it anyway. That's the devil, and that's Satan. And that's why the next couple months, we're going to talk about who is Satan. In June, it's going to be the month of when we learn who is our God, Jehovah. July will be the month we learn more and more about the truth, about why they did not want us to learn the truth in the church. And then in August, the month of my birthday, will be the month we learn more and more about why churches didn't want us to learn the truth. This month will be Holy Month, to remembrance of God and his son, Jehovah. No. Remembrance of God, Jehovah, and his son, Jesus Christ. So we call this the Holy Month, where we get into the scriptures really deeply and we write down what the facts about the scriptures, and we keep those scriptures and we preach those to people who need to learn this. Because there's no way in any centuries that humans think they know the answer of what happened to Jesus Christ and when the other stuff happened. Because it's not like that, okay? Because the Jehovah's Witnesses preach the good news of the kingdom means they're real Christians and they really do care about us. They really do care about us learning more about the Bible. Churches will just sing all day long and have a man do the prayer, but then I have a little offering with money. No, it's not like that. Because when you worship Jehovah, you make sure you say his name. And you read the Bible and you learn who he is. You do not in any way, it's against Bible principle too, that you listen to Satan what he tells you to do. Because Satan is your God. When you say God, you're saying Satan. His name is not God, his name is Jehovah. And that's what I'm going to put into you guys today on this YouTube channel about who he is. First of all, Jehovah never got created, okay? But Jesus Christ was created by Jehovah, by an image of Jehovah. When Jehovah looked at something, he made Jesus in his own image. Jesus is the most perfect human on earth ever in the history to ever live. We are not perfect. We are sinners because of Adam and Eve who sinned before God, Jehovah. And that's why we got to keep in the Bible and keep reading those scriptures and keep them in heart so we can tell people who are learning about false religion that they did not teach you this in church, because this is the truth, what they are not teaching you in church. You got to go to the Kingdom Hall and you got to learn this and you got to reprogram your mind to the Bible and the scripture, because this is what you need to learn, okay? Because this is important, because the last days of the world is almost coming. The end of this world is almost coming. The end of 60 days is almost coming. But you have to be patient. But you have to also be faithful to Jehovah and also be honest to Jehovah. Jehovah never takes no liars into his house or into his kingdom of God. You have to be righteous. You also have to be good. You also have to be very, very careful of what Satan tells you. And don't listen to Satan, because Satan tells lies. He tells lies and he wants you to believe it. That is true. It is not true. It was not written in the scripture of the Bible. It is not true. Because I could take you back many years ago when Jehovah started his day and started history upon this world. He created everything in this world except technology. That came long before anything. But listen, okay? Jehovah created humans. He created the earth. He created the water we drink. He created the ground. He created the animals. And he created other stuff. Now, there's no way science created that. I'm against scientificity. I'm against that because that don't tell the truth about Jehovah. That has nothing to do with God, Jehovah. When people try to put scientific against you, bring out the Bible and read the scripture and put it against them and tell them, and this is what is true, and this is what say about who he is, who is he, and pressing them to answer you who he is. And they still want to answer you, keep reading that scripture and they will learn who he is. Because I believe, okay, that we keep our faith in Jehovah and we read the Bible and we read those scriptures and we put those in our hearts, we will get everlasting life until the end of eternity. There's no way we'll get that with Satan, the devil, who thinks he's God He is not no God. He is the devil, and he is alive. He's everywhere you see him. Don't never fall for it. He might be in your family's head. He might be everywhere. He might be in your room while you're getting into stuff with your brother. He might be everywhere. Do not trust him. Do not believe him. Believe Jehovah, because he is your God. He is begging you to pray him. He's begging you to give him. He's begging you to serve him. He wants you to serve him. He wants it, and he wants you to serve him. He not wants you to serve Satan, because you know why? Satan told lies long before this ever happened. This happened in Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden days. This happened a long time ago with two humans that should have been multiplying the world like Jehovah says so. But they went against Jehovah's commandment. He told them he wants them to multiply the world with a bunch of creatures. They did not do what Jehovah told them to do. They ate from the forbidden tree. Adam said it was Eve. They pointing fingers. She said, or her said stuff. And that got them kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And after that, Jehovah let them have their babies. But after that, they got old and they died. And that's what happened to us in this world. That's why we're all aging so fast, getting old and dying, is because of Adam and Eve sinned. And we're all sinners. And Jesus Christ came down to earth to save us. So what all we have to do is give our life to Jehovah, because we own it to Jehovah. We do not own nothing to Satan. Satan don't own nothing in this world. He don't own nothing. It can be anything in this world. He don't own nothing. Let me tell you that for goodness sake. He don't own nothing in this world. It doesn't matter if he's in this world. Satan doesn't own nothing. He and fool people. He and fool pastors to believe what he's telling about God. His little lie about God is going to be over in the time when we get there to the peaceful paradise that the Jehovah's Witnesses been talking about since a long time ago. We need that place to come soon, as quick as possible. But we all gotta be willing to worship Jehovah and be faithful to Jehovah. There's no way we're gonna get there if we're not faithful to Jehovah. We gotta read the Bibles every day and keep the scriptures by heart, because this world is gonna end. This evil world is gonna get destroyed by Jehovah, because this cannot continue. We have a president who thinks he owns everything. He don't own nothing. Let me tell you something. If you think he's going to give you salvation, you're wrong. He's a sinner like us. He's human too, everybody. He's going to die soon. He's going to sin and he's going to die. Just like every other human in this world. You cannot put your faith in humans. They're not going to help you. Put your faith in Jehovah. He's going to help you. Don't put your faith in humans or Satan. Because let me tell you something. You do that, you in nowhere but the grave. And I'm not joking. The grave is not a nice place. You not want to be there, because you're underground under the earth. And that's not what you want to be at. You want to be in a peaceful world with nice peoples. These peoples in this world is not nice. They will show you everything, but they will not do what is told. The churches will preach what they want to preach, but they're not going to do what Jehovah tells them to do. They do not obey Jehovah. They do not command to Jehovah. They do what they think is right. No, it's not the way of life. You cannot go your life like this by doing things you think you can do. Jehovah said so. If Jehovah said so, it's his opinion. You need to listen to him. He's the role model. His son is the role model, great role model to many people, Jesus Christ. You guys need to listen to Jehovah, not yourselves, because he was not smarter than God, Jehovah. I bet you that. Not 1 minute. You ask one of them, where was they in the days of Garden of Eden? They was not there. They was not even created there. Their body was not even there. They are not going to do nothing for you. Humans are a waste of time. Humans thinking is a waste of time because they're not going to help you. This human government is the worst that ever happened to this world. We need to get rid of it because Satan is part of the government. He is trying to trace down and he is trying to hurt us. We need to get together and worship Jehovah.